Alright, how's everybody doing out there in Math Magic Land? In today's video, Mr. Muscarella is going to show you how to solve absolute value equations when you have an expression on the other side. Now that means our absolute value equation is going to look a little bit different. We're going to have an absolute value, some blob on one side, and we're going to have, instead of just a number on the other side, we're going to have an expression, like in this case, 2x minus 1. Now if you recall from your absolute value equations, let's just kind of take this one here, just kind of on the side. So say we had x plus 1 and say that was equal to 5. Then what we would do is we would split that up into x plus 1 equals positive 5 and then x plus 1 equals negative 5 and solve it. Well, we're going to do that same idea here. We're going to do that same idea with the equation that we are presented with. So we're going to take the x plus 1, what's in the absolute value, and we're going to set that equal to 2x minus 1. Same thing. And the other option that we're going to do is we're going to take that x plus 1 again. So I'm going to change colors here just so we see that a little bit differently. So x plus 1 is going to be equal to, now I'm going to take whatever's on the other side, the 2x minus 1, and I'm going to flip the sign of each one of those. So I'm going to set that equal to negative 2x and then plus 1. And then I'll solve each one of these just like I did previously. So let's go ahead and work the one on the left-hand side. If I subtract 2x, because I like my letters on the left, so if I subtract 2x from both sides, minus 2x from x, I'll get negative x plus 1 equals negative 1. So I'm going to subtract 1 on both sides, so I'll get negative x equals negative 1 minus 1, I get negative 2. Now I don't quite have x isolated by itself. X is still negative, so I want to flip the sign. I'm going to multiply or divide, depending on which way you see it, by negative 1. So when I do that, I'll end up with x equals 2. So that's one possibility. Now my other equation, I have x plus 1 equals negative 2x plus 1. So I'm going to take that negative 2x, add it to the other side, and I will have 3x. So now I'll have 3x plus 1 on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, I will just have 1. Now, subtracting 1 on both sides, I'll get 3x equals 0. And then when I divide both sides by 3, I get x equals 0. So these are my two possible answers. I have two possible answers here. Now what I have to do next is I actually have to check each one of these. So I'm going to check the first one. All right, I'm going to check x equals 2. So what I'm going to do is substitute 2 in anywhere there's an x into my original equation. Now when I do that, when I substitute 2 in for my original equation, anywhere there's an x, I'm going to have the absolute value of 2 plus 1, which is 3, the absolute value of 3, which the absolute value of 3 is just 3. So the left-hand side works out to be just 3. On the right-hand side, now notice I'm keeping my equal signs nice, neat, lined up, because you want your mathematical writing to be nice, neat, and organized. So 2 times 2 is 4, so 2 times 2 is 4 minus 1, and 4 minus 1 is 3. Hey, looky, I got the same number on both sides, boom. So x equals 2 is a solution. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing with my other potential solution, x equals 0. So again, I want you to write the original problem. So x plus 1 in absolute values is equal to 2x minus 1. So I want you to write that, the original problem, and then substitute the value that we found for x in. So if I have 0 plus 1, so I'm just going to work with the left side first. 0 plus 1 is 1, and when I take the absolute value of 1, I get 1. Now on the right-hand side, so again I'm going to line up my equal signs. I'm going to plug in 0. So 2 times 0 minus 1. 2 times 0 is 0 minus 1. I get negative 1. Wah, wah, wah. Oh my gosh, I have two different numbers on each side of the equal sign, so not playing. So x equals 0 is what we call an extraneous solution. It's extra, but doesn't work. An extraneous solution. So even though we get an answer for this particular one, x equals 0, it's what's called an extraneous solution. So even though we have two possible candidates for answers, only one of them, x equals 2, is a solution. X equals 0 is what's called our extraneous solution. Now I'm going to give you one more to try on your own here, and that is going to be the equation x plus 4, the absolute value of x plus 4 equals 3x minus 16. Go ahead and hit pause, do this on your own, and then come back and check it out and see how you did. All right, you rock star. How'd you do? Hopefully you got x equals 6 as your only solution and x equals negative 10 as your extraneous solution. All right, so by now you should be okay with solving an absolute value equation where you've got an expression on the other side. Thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day. Peace out.